One more thing interesting I have left. In anatomy department of Tanjavur Medical College, I used to take special classes on all Sundays. Usually I start the same 8:30. I used to finish only by 1 o'clock. In the interval, I used to ask the students to take interval for 15 to 20 minutes. Most of the students leave the lecture class, but few students only retain in the lecture class itself. I too never leave the lecture class for coffee. After that, I shall continue the class till 1 o'clock. Actually, this was going on not a single Sunday. Almost all Sundays of I used to take different regions. The students were very happy. The surprise is, supposing I take a special class for lower limb batch, not only lower limb batch, but also upper limb batch, students of head and neck, students of abdomen, students of lower limb, all the students used to come. So it was a real surprise, not only for me, but also for the student, but also for all the staffs of the department and the professor. The professor said, I have not seen any tutor taking special class in medical college, that too a Sunday, that too with so many students without break. I am really happy and proud of him. And actually, second surprising thing, the students have given farewell for me. In farewell party, in the final discussion, professor said, Dr. Pothilingam is the first tutor to get farewell by students. I have been in this college since the beginning of this college, that is 12 years. I have not seen even a single tutor getting farewell by the students, not only in anatomy department, but also all the departments of the medical college. So I am really very proud of him. That you please imagine how much I would be happy that time. So I was very, very happy. The students gave me a table and chair as compliment. They gave a good dinner. We were very, very happy, and please actually we dispersed. Then I went once, after some time after marriage, once to see all the students. The students were very anxious to see myself. Then only I thought, see, we can even continue in anatomy. Anyway, in ophthalmology also we can continue the same type of teaching. So I finished. So with that idea only, today I want to take anatomy for you. In first year, you may feel anatomy is a big subject. Never. Anatomy is the only subject where you can dissect the parts, you can see with your own eyes, you can see the relations of the body, then you can understand and keep in mind also easier. Actually, anatomy dissection, everybody must be anxious to do dissection. During our student days, usually one body is allotted for 16 to 20 students. So 4 students for head and neck, 4 students for abdomen, 4 students for upper limb, 4 students for lower limb, and few students for thorax and brain separately. So like that, we used to share. And among the 4 students in single region, we will have actually interest in dissecting some people. Some students will hesitate to touch a formalin. Formalin is used to keep the parts dry. There will be formalin smell also in the dissection theatre. So some of the students may try to simply look at the dissected parts and study. That is also correct. Nothing is better than seeing. Eyes do not see what the mind does not know, and vice versa. So they look at the specimens and study. But I maximum do dissection, and my partner Dr. Ponnaya also used to do dissection. So we had some experience in dissecting the body. That was a good opportunity. Now I have to tell you what exactly the procedure in the theatre. Before that, you have to understand few terminologies in the theatre. There are some positions in the body that you must understand. Supposing we are standing, standing means that is called the standing position. Supposing we are sitting means that is called a sitting position. When the body is kept with the face up, that is called supine position. That how normally we lie down on the table or cot. That position is called supine position. The next position is prone position. That is keeping the nose on the table or floor. That is prone position. Then right lateral position. Right lateral position means the right side of the body will be in touch with the ground or table. The next we turn to the other side. Similarly, left lateral position. All these positions are based on the parts be dissected. That during when the body is placed in supine position, we used to see the structures of the face, front part of the neck, front part of the chest, front part of the abdomen, front part of the thigh, front part of the leg, front part of the arm, everything. When the body is kept in prone position, then we will see entire back of the body from the head to ankle joint. So that is the reason why there should be positions. In some positions, actually we have to keep the body in lateral position. For example, if we want to make a thorough study of kidneys, the kidney is in this behind, that is called a line. That portion we can do easily in right or left lateral position of the body. That is what the position is described. Okay. Then what is the purpose of doing dissection and seeing the organs? What are you going to see? Say there. Okay. The first question. Actually, we are seeing the organs, the relations with the neighboring organs. That is more important. Supposing we are opening the abdomen for surgery, we must know which part we are. Then we have got a target object to be operated. Then what is the next part? While doing operation, in what way we must be careful? In what way we should not injure other arteries, veins or nerves? So that is why the relations are important. The relations is described with some terminologies. I shall simply tell you. Actually in the body, from above tip till the diversion of the two legs, there is an imaginary line, straight line crossing the nose, mouth, chin, chest, etc. end here. So that position is called, that imaginary line is called central axis of the body. The central axis of the body is any part of the body closely related to the central axis are called medial. Any parts away from the body is called lateral. For example, if we take the eyes are said to be lateral to the midline. Lateral, that is away from the midline. If you take the nose is actually at the central portion. But when you compare the nose to the eye, the nose is medial to the eye. I hope you are able to understand. That is, in comparing to the axis, central axis, eyes are lateral. Whereas if you take nose is central to eyes, that is medial. To take the ears, actually the ears are lateral to the eyes, but eyes are medial to the ears. Similarly, you have to describe lateral, medial, superior above, inferior below, in between. This you know. So these relations, you may feel that teeth-breaking words. In due course, this will be an ordinary word, a routine word. You need not actually have difficulty to keep them in mind. That will be a routine words. Then only you can understand the subject also. Anything, any part of the body, say that is called subject called surface marking. Surface marking means, supposing at the heart beating area, you must know where the heartbeat is. For that, we used to give you a description, which I do not want to confuse you now. You may get confused because you are the beginners. That portion we shall discuss when we discuss about the upper limb. So like that, surface marking is to find out the organ where they are. Like that, the relations, that particular organ is inside the peritoneum or outside the peritoneum. The particular organ is medial to the other organ or lateral to the other organ. How they are supplied by arteries, how they are drained by veins, how they are drained by lymphatics. So like that, these relations we see by dissecting. Once the dissection is over, that particular part of the abdomen or head and neck, upper limb or lower limb, we are thorough. If we see the specimens well, then going through a book will be very interesting. You cannot forget so easily. Once you see, you cannot forget. That is actually the anatomy. So now, that usual terminology I have expressed. Then we shall see how the body is allotted. I said already, head and neck, abdomen, chest, upper limb and lower limb. And before going to all these things, the skeleton of the subject, say generally skeleton of the subject means a framework on which the subject is meant. That you must understand. I am going to mention the names of all the bones of the body. There are 106 bones in the body. The bones are set together, assembled together to form a skeleton. Skeleton means union of all bones of the body to form a structure. That is skeleton. In the skeleton, there are different parts which I shall describe now. First, you take skull. That is head. For the head is, the skeleton of the head is called skull. The skull has two parts. That is cranial part, this portion, and facial part, this portion. These bones are called facial bones. These bones are called cranial bones. The cranial bones, they cover the brain. That is, they protect the brain. The facial bones, depending on the depressions and elevations, give the structure for the face. That is, the personality of a person depends purely on depressions and elevations of the face. We used to market sometimes, those fellow has got a big nose, those fellow has got a heavy big eyebrow, that fellow has got dove egg eyes. Like that we used to market. All these things are because of the difference in the structure. If the facial bones are perfect, then the structure of the face also will be perfect. Now, we shall see the bones taking part in cranial bone and facial bone. The cranial bone are the bones that cover the brain are two pairs and four unpaired bones. Two paired bone, four unpaired bones. The two paired bones are parietal bone and temporal bone. These two bones are paired bones. Other four bones are unpaired bones. That is, starting from here, immediately behind is called an ethmoid bone. Then still behind is called the sphenoid bone. Still behind is occipital bone. Then in between these two, we see the sphenoid part. So you get actually the frontal bone, next ethmoid, next sphenoid bone, next occipital bone. So four unpaired bones. So temporal bone on either side and parietal bone on either side. So totally 8 bones. These bones cover the brain. Next come to the 14 bones of the facial group. It is difficult to remember 14 bones all the time, but it is enough if you at least a few bones which you must remember, because they form a particular part of the south part. They form a protective covering for a particular part. Similarly, they help in moving a particular part. So you must know the names of the facial bones also. So I shall enumerate the facial bones one after another. Similarly, actually the maxilla. Maxilla is the upper jaw bone. Then mandible. Mandible is the lower jaw bone. Then here you got hard bone. That is called zygomatic bone. This is called zygoma or zygomatic bone. In between, you get a hollow for the placement of the globes or eyes. The eyes are